sisters, gods and goddesses. This is part 2 of why black people use the black card on each other. And I've showed you in part 1, there's many ways of doing it. They could use the black card on white folks, but now it's becoming to the point that black people are using the black card against each other, and they're changing the whole theme, the whole theology of the black card. They're changing it and using it. And I believe that they don't know they're doing it, because you will find this in churches, institutions, in the communities. You'll find this at the job. You definitely will find it at the job, because I think a lot of black people think they have to engineer their way to success, if you will, and don't understand you don't own nothing. If you ain't no entrepreneur, if you don't own your own company and own your own business, you wouldn't have to do that. But they do. But when you work for another culture, or dealing with the white system supremacy, you will find that a lot of our brothers and sisters, kings and queens, will use a black card against each other. All right? Let's get into this. There's no need to wait no longer. I already showed you with James Earl Jones. He said in 1968. Now, I chose that because I just want you to know, over 50 years, the black card was used. When a reporter asked James Earl Jones, he didn't have to give the answer. He tried to give the answer, He didn't have to give him the answer that he gave him, my opinion. He should have just probably took the fifth and just kept his mouth shut altogether, because he knew he had to be politically correct in front of his wife. That's why his white wife, basically, she covered him up by saying, "Oh, the black women, I am impressed and glad that they are being aggressive at this point in time." Because James L. Jones was caught off guard. And you could tell in the expression on his face that he didn't want to answer that question. But he's with a white woman. He married a white woman. Was that his real answer? But if you paid attention in the beginning of his answer, he used the black card by stating that black woman has anger, or he didn't use anger, he was using a soft political way of talking by saying the militant of the black woman at that time. But understand, at the time, in 1968, the issues and the problems we have, the black man and the black woman, was dealing with all angles, even though as today we still are. But now the focus, the whitewash system of things have got clever. They pulled back, and now the same emphasis is still used by black people on each other. On each other. And I'm going to show you. I had to dig in deep. Took me a couple of days to find a lot of these videos. And the reason why I want the video, so you can see for yourself and have an understanding, and not only an understanding, that you're going to also hear other people give you their experience of dealing with people's behavior. But I can identify the black card because I've been in situations like that. Plus, I've worked in the fashion world for over 21 years. Now I'm into custodian work, which is my second career. And you still see it, but for some bad reason, I see it more now than I seen it 20-some years ago when I was in the fashion world. Maybe because it was only several blacks in the fashion world that I was into. So now here in the blue collar work, when you're really around 90% black people, that black card comes out like it's water. And they really hatchet each other with it. And they've changed the words and the impressions, and they've used it in a political form, and used it in a sexual gender form, and used it in a money condition form to be able to knock each other off. Let me stop talking. Let's get to the video.
If you're wondering, is the 30-second disclaimer really necessary, Solo? Yes, because a lot of people have ADD, so they can't make it past 5 minutes when they watch a video. Hello, everybody. This is Solo TV 84. I'm your host, Solomon Jones. Fellas, dabs, please subscribe. Ladies, hugs, kisses, and butt rubs, please subscribe. Whew, let's get into it. I'm going to talk about something based off my experiences. And this video is going to offend some people who are probably not that intelligent due to the fact that this video is based off my experiences. Now, the black women, there are going to be some smart ones who will get it. These are black women that aren't first-time viewers to my channel, but some of these black women have been watching my videos for years, so they know that I'm not talking about them. However, there'll be a lot of black women who, you know, will watch this video and be butthurt because what I'm talking about actually applies to them and they know it. Now, I used to think that as a black man, the biggest opposition that I would face at the workplace would be the white man. However, as a taxpayer, since I was 16 years old, my first job was working at Burger King in Brooklyn Park, all the way up to corporate America, where I'm at now. It's been a long journey, people. I learned quickly that the person who would try to slow me down the fastest is the Negro woman. And that pains me. That pains me. This video is a year in the making. A year in the making. However, every time I tried to make this video, I would get extremely upset. Extremely upset. And even now in my voice, you can hear it. Because when I think about the malicious treatment that I have encountered from black women, it upsets me dearly. As it should upset you once you hear my freaking story. A year in the making. Let me get my composure. This is that real talk. Like, if I ever made a video where I'm emotional, I'm sorry. But you know what? When you're dealing with fuckery or somebody trying to fuck with the way that you feed your family, the way you clothe yourself, your way of life, You know how you make your money. You should be upset, by any means necessary. Let's get into it. Like I said, the biggest opposition I always thought was the white man. However, I learned early on that it's the black woman, the Negro woman, that wants to see the downfall of the black man first. Now, I've worked various jobs over the years, jobs that I don't wish on anybody. And one thing that I've noticed is with a lot of black women, they love to bring drama to the workplace. Even black women in corporate America who are making damn near six figures or are making six figures bring drama to the workplace. I've seen this. And you think to yourself, why? What is wrong with this woman? Why is she acting like this? We're in a place where we're making money, or we have the opportunity to make good money, but yet you're trying to fuck it up for all of us. I remember one black woman. Let's call her Kendra. She would always come to the office with some baby daddy drama fuckery. And then she would get on the phone and curse him out in the middle of the work establishment in front of everybody. Now, we're in a professional environment helping or trying to make money for the business. And here you are disrupting people who are working hard. Now, here's something, before I even continue, here's something as a black man that I was always aware of. When I went to a job, whether it was a new job or I've been there for a while, I knew that how I carried myself, white people would pay attention, because for some of these white people, the only time they see a black person is at the workplace. Especially where I live, in Minneapolis, Minnesota. You can go, depending on where you live or where you work, you can go for days without seeing a black person. Facts. And so for me, I always wanted to pride myself on working the hardest, because I didn't want people to group me in the stereotype of being a lazy nigga. So I always made sure, no matter where I worked, whether I was flipping burgers at 16 or whatever I'm doing now, that I worked hard. So people will say, yo, Solo is a hard worker. I always I always went to the workplace with a positive attitude, always smiling. And I always made sure that when I spoke to whomever I'm speaking, whether black, white, Mexican, Spanish, whatever, Asian, I always made sure I spoke proper English. So that way people will say, this guy doesn't sound like a jackass, but he sounds like an educated man. Just to get into the workplace and have black women, the same black women that I thought would look at me or see that, hey, he is one of the good brothers. He's one of the good guys. Just to have black women say he's one of the good guys, we should uplift him because he is an example of the type of man that we want in our community. Just for them to talk malicious shit about me and try to kill me at the workplace. Sabotage me at the workplace. Assassinate my character at the workplace. Not the white man, but the Negro woman. Now, I used to, when the economy went to shit, hard times I faced. I faced hard times like anybody. And I had to do.
All right, brothers and sisters, kings and queens, gods and goddesses. You can hear his voice is in pain. He says it took him a whole year to do this video. I found out on whim because I was going through all the videos and doing research, and that just popped up out of nowhere. Now, the black card is being used. It's being used, simple fact that he's explaining his story while he was at work and what was happening to him. And I'm going to tell you something. I can vouch for that. I know it's sad. I know we don't want to hear it. But I keep telling you, when you take away what's happening in our communities and you take away what's going on at the workplace, you take away what's happening in your churches, your institutions, and then you hide the truth by sugarcoating it, you're not going to learn nothing. This whole class is about learning. Oh, don't get it twisted. Some of you thinking it's all about the black woman. Oh, no. Oh, no. And some of you black men at the workforce are disgusting. You use the black card on each other. Oh, I got video on that too. Don't get it twisted. But right now, we'll break down the man's pain. The brother's pain is deep, as you can tell. But let's see if you can identify. Was he using the black card? Yes, he was using the black card. He's using the black card in the open form by stating that these women was disrespecting his character. These black women was disrespecting him, period, and trying to sabotage him. He's letting you know that. But he also said it in the white establishment. He's working harder to prove a point that he's not like everyone else. Who's everyone else? Everyone else is the nigger or the negro, as he claims. Now, he's using the black card by discussing his issues and his problems that he had at the workforce. Now, I can vouch for that because I've ran into that several times in both careers. Now, he might not have the education or the skills to be able to talk to these women. I happen to have it. And trust me, I've been in that situation, spoke to certain females and asked them, why is your behavior is this way? They took that and analyzed it, went to the higher superior and said, I don't know why and how come so-and-so is telling me about my behavior, but because of the way I did it, it confused them, but made them think without using the black card. Even though they went to the disciplinarian and tried to claim something, but the people at the disciplinarian, they was confused because they was like, why would you say what's wrong with her behavior and so on and so forth? I was said, well, it's a proper way for us to speak and act. We don't need to act and speak a certain kind of way because this is a business. You see how easy that was? Without using the black card, by flipping it and making it, I am the lamb, if you will. Because a lot of people like to use the black card and they reverse it and like they are the lamb, but not the sheep. I mean the wolf, excuse me. So a lot of people do that is because they're not educated and skillful of now knowing what to say in those type of moments. They're not. So I can tell that either he took that in never said a word because he was confused. But he's using the black card by illustrating his pain. And he also basically told you clearly that he was working so hard for the white man to look at him completely different. But he also made the statement that he wanted the black women to look at him as a man of success so they could like him, or maybe he can engage in some type of relationship with one of these black women. Now, it happened, it didn't go that route. So you can still hear his pain. Is he wrong? Or is he right? We all have our own opinions. We all can speak what we want to speak. But that was a black card being used. But I'm going to get into another one, another video. And it's going to be about 5 people who you don't associate. Let's see if you can catch the black card.
Solo TV 84. I'm your host, Solomon Jones, aka your girlfriend's favorite YouTuber. Yes, sir. You're now rocking with the best. And today we're going to discuss top 5 people black men have to be careful of in corporate America. Let's get straight into it because there will be some people who will be offended. Number 5, white women. Now, there's nothing sexier to a lot of women than a black man in a suit that is in shape, exuding masculine energy. One thing you'll notice is the further you climb up the further you climb up the corporate ladder, the more attractive you will become to women. Not just white women, but just women in general. But you'll notice that there'll be white women that'll come around your desk who will be very flirtatious. They'll bend over you just to make sure that you can see what they're working with. And when you start to experience these things, you will get an itch in your loins and you'll be tempted to act. I'm telling you, brother, do not act. See, one of the smartest pieces of advice that I've received from a wise man was never dip your pen in company ink. The further you go up, the more attractive you become to a white woman. And you know what? The last thing you want to do is lose your job because you decided to put your pecker in abroad, and then it ended up, in a drama type situation. Now, another thing with white women is a lot of white women are entitled, and they will try to sabotage you at your job if they want your position, or they feel that you are overstepping your bounds in terms of being an authority figure at your job place. This is something that, you may deal with a lot of blowback and a lot of feminist attitude. You'll also, in some occasions, not all, once again, but in some occasions, you might even experience racism. Some of it might be blatantly obvious and some of it might be subtle. One of the experiences I have with the racism was that back when I was a younger guy, I worked an entry-level job at this company, and I was cool with this white girl named Cece. Now, Cece was, everybody liked her because she was the hot chick in the office, and me and Cece, we became close. I mean, she even helped me once go shopping to pick out an outfit, but, nothing ever transpired because she had a boyfriend. And you know what? Maybe we did take the relationship a little bit too far because, this girl, Cece, would send me flirtatious pictures of her And one time she even sent me a picture of her booty, which I really wasn't impressed with because the shit was flatter than pancakes. But that's neither here or there. But long story short, Cece asked me to send her a picture of my, my bunker buster, and I refused. And so, me and Cece, we became cool. And then one day we got into an argument in the lunchroom. I don't know what the argument was about, but Cece had let the N-word slip and called me a nigger. So what I did, I didn't call her a white bitch or nothing like that. I went straight to HR and reported her. And after that, Cece and my relationship became severed, and she blamed me for it. So be careful when dealing with white women. Keep it professional, because you'll be more attractive the further you go up. Number 4, black men. I really hate to put brothers on blast, but we have to talk about this. Black men are some of the most bitch-made men in corporate America because these brothers will gossip about you. Brothers will gossip about you because of jealousy, because they don't want to see you get ahead. They will gossip about you because they want to be the alpha male in the workplace. They want to be that guy who looks cool. They want to be the guy that is looked at that dude by the women. So black men will gossip about you and do a bunch of female type, bitch assness type behavior. Now, I remember this story, and I've told it before, but there was this one brother at my last company. He would never say hi to me unless I said hi to him first. He would never really talk to me. And when he did talk to me, he would talk down upon me. Eventually, I found out this brother, he would, every 6 months or so, he would get written up for some dumb shit. Because, he had a temper problem. He had a very feminine energy. He would get written up every 6 months or so for some dumb shit. And he would get away with a lot of shit, too, because he was a top employee at the company. So he got a lot of leeway. But one time he got written up because he was supposed to, finish a deal with a client. And instead, he was in the break room gossiping with the black women about some dumb shit. And so once the company, the client was perturbed and reported this particular brother to the manager, and he said, "Yo, I'm trying to close this deal with this dude. Where is he at?" And she basically found out that this dude was, gossiping with the females, and he got written up. So you'll experience a lot of black men that will look at you as competition or jealousy. I've had black men who thought that I was competition for women that I wasn't even competing with. Another brother was, trying to sabotage me with a Becky at the workplace that I didn't even care for or was looking at her way. It wasn't until years later when me and her got transferred to a different company that I was able to find out the truth. And then everything made more sense of why this guy was funny style and hostile towards me.
Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Can you identify the black card in that video? Can you do it? By listening to what he stated, can you identify the black card easily? The black card is used is when you have another black person in the corporate world. They're sizing you up when you're there to work, make money, make a living for your family. But they're not just doing that. They're sizing you up is because they think in their mind that everybody or the people around that area or the cubicle like you more than them. So then they will start this competitiveness, which is unnecessary. And then they'll start their drama and talking a whole lot of BS, using the black card against each other. Just in case if you didn't know. But brothers and sisters, gods and goddesses, kings and queens, we're going to continue this in part 3. Get ready. It's going to get deep.